Hey, what's up, otakus? Yeah, we just got off live stream with TM. Great conversation, great dude. Uh, go check him out. He's on Between the Lines tomorrow evening, and then he's also broadcasting a new, I think, live stream on Wednesday evenings, where he's just going to talk about current comic events and news and all that. So give him a follow, give him a like, give him a subscribe, all that good stuff. Yeah, we're gonna get back to what we are doing a little before we jumped on that stream, which is grading Action Comics. We're gonna grade Action 316 and 317. These are both, they're low grade books, and we're just gonna kind of clean this one up. This one's rather got a lot of sort of surface stains and all that. So we're going to see how well we can. I did try and clean this off when I initially got it. Didn't have any success with some of these stains, but we'll give it another go and see. This one I haven't really touched at all, so we'll try to get this one looking better as well. All right. I'm going to see you here. We're going to just flip it down and bring the. Actually, that was a pretty good angle to have it. There we go. So let's see here. Maybe push it back just a little tad. There we go. All right. So I guess we'll start with 316. Hang on. I'm going to wash my hands real quick. Just real quick. I'm going to wash my hands. Okay, I'm back. Just had to wash my hands because when I'm handling these books, I don't want stuff to get on them, essentially. All right, well, I've been kind of reusing these makeup pads to clean, and we're just going to continue to do that. Get the backing board out here. So on first impression, this book looks like it's a mid-grade book, and then we see this big kind of tape pull here, and then we see all this wrinkle stuff. So and then there's like creases here. Take a look at the back. Yeah, there's just a lot of like minor. There's a big crease here. Actually, it just goes right down the middle there. A lot of creasing along the spine. So yeah, it's a low grade book, but it does present fairly well outside of that tape pull there. Looks like the staples are still in there, intact. Just going to go through the book, see if there aren't cutouts or anything like that. Should probably turn this around so you can see the artwork. I know that's one benefit to doing this with you guys, to go through the book itself. And yeah, I just love the artwork in this book. And the fact that it's like still it was printed on. This is what I'm talking about. These are kind of the improvements that we can do to the book as we're going through. just unbending these bent corners. You see how they're bent in? And unbend that out. There's a whole section of the book here where the pages are bent. And we're going to just unbend them out so they're falling flat. But that's been, just kind of hate to see that on the book. Okay. Well, the nice thing about this is were these pages like brittle, these would have just, I think, just like, they would have just broken off. But luckily it's supple enough to where we can get them, I think, flattened again. So that's good. Let's see here. There's another bent page. It's just a little frustrating. There you go. But again, you're just getting a great look at this classic Silver Age book. Look at some of the ads as well. Perfect. All right. Well, yeah, this is I'd put this at a solid 3.5. It presents well for the most part. Everything, I mean, this little tape pull thing, it's definitely a moderate flaw. I wouldn't categorize it as major. It's a moderate. And again, there's creasing along the book. The spine's still pretty well intact. Just a lot of wear at the edge. So again, we're gonna kind of do our thing here with the pads and just get it looking a little cleaner, a little better, and see if we can't get some magic going here with the cotton pads. All right, so got some solution on here. I'm just gonna use my bag here to wipe it. Yeah, we're getting a lot of the dirt and dinge off just from the wiping. This is actually a very dirty comic. So I think this wipe being a yellow cover and all, or yellow, having a lot of yellow in it, getting this wiped down is going to do a lot of good for the book, I think. And then that back cover is just all white. We may do some eraser time with that, so stay tuned. Got this, just gonna wipe up there. Boom. It's looking good. Yeah, I'd say it is vibrant. It is a vibrant book. And here, I know we're gonna first we're gonna wipe it down, but I'm anticipating some good stuff is gonna happen here as well. Just gonna lightly apply some pressure here with the solution. Yeah, we're getting some nice dirt and dinge off. A lot of dust and dirt on that surface here. And then with the eraser, I think we're even going to get it wider. That's what I'm looking forward to here. All right, so I'm just going to give you a preview of, and what I really want you to pay attention to is how it looks in terms of its color. Okay, as you can see, it's very kind of brown and dusty, right? So this is where eraser time is hopefully going to have some positive outcomes. All right, I'm just going to erase some of the stuff on the eraser, get it nice and white. So you have a nice white surface to work with, which is what we have here. Okay. And then we're just going to slowly go along the spine here. Wow. It's really looking good. Yeah. Kind of have an idea of exactly the amount of pressure I want to do without being too abrasive, but at the same time not working so slowly that it's becoming too time consuming. But yeah, that's good. It's good right there. We got, just looks so, it's good. Okay. Then I'm going to do it along this edge here, just ever so slightly. Okay. Go along this edge as well. I don't want to say it's getting like necessarily wider, but there is a very noticeable like difference. It's just very subtle, but it is an improvement. Like it's just cleaner once you do the eraser. And it's just, I think, just that surface layer that when you remove it, it does. Now the pages here aren't necessarily getting like lighter in the sense of like bleaching or something, like, you know, the page color is staying rather the same, but what you're removing is just that top layer of grime. And even in doing that, it's just improving. It just looks cleaner. And I don't know, I'm going to show you sort of the same book as before. And I guess you could go back and check the video. But like just all along here, it just looks a lot cleaner. So I feel like we have done some good for this book. And again, just unfurling those pages here that were caught, and not having them bent is a big thing for me. That's, so I think the last thing we're going to do here is just very softly along this, try to pick up some of that surface grime and dirt and get this Action Comics also looking really presentable. Nothing too hard in terms of that surface. It's very, almost like you're just gliding the eraser across. Look, you're already seeing that. See that? I mean, that's what we're getting off the book. And then when I erase it on another cleaner surface, it really does have a positive effect at the end of the day. That's nice. That is real nice. Yeah, like that. Just don't want to do it too much because I don't want to bleed that ink off, but everything, just do it one time across the spine. There we go. Looks good. All right. Well, that's as much as I'm going to do. And again, I think this one, a 3.5 is very fair. With a press, I still think it'd be a 3.5. We've just got some very deep, long creases in the back. At the front, again, outside of this little surface tape pull tear corner there, the front is actually really looks very, very nice. So yeah, this is another classic book in my collection that I do want to just pick up more Silver Age Action Comics. The older the better. Superman as well. Silver Age Superman. The older the better. But get some more 12-cent covers in the collection. But yeah, I think I feel good about what we've done to the book. Definitely looks, just doing the clean itself is gonna make it look better, but I feel good about the 3.5 grade. Actually, with that tape pull, even though it is just sort of a moderate kind of tear in the like surface tear, I'll put this. No, but the rest of the book looks just so nice. There's really not a lot of creasing. It's on the back. Yeah, I'm going to keep it at 3.5. And keep it at 3.5. Now we'll call it a 3.0. I'm going to call it a 3.0 just because of that tape pull. It would be a 3.5 without the tape pull, but with the tape pull, we're going to call it a 3.0. I'm just going to log that in my sheet here. And we'll move on to the next book. Perfect. All right, so the last book is Action Comics 12. And just off the bat, this is going to be, it's going to be a good copy. We're just right off the bat, it's going to be a good copy. Probably, I'm thinking it when we're done, it's going to be a fair copy. Yeah, there's like just a big, first off, I'm going to glue this back on with our wood glue. So I'm going to just, at this angle, I can actually just show you what I'm going to do. Let me get the board here so I'm going to work off the board. So this is going to be I'm going to drop this right down to a 1-0. There's a lot of just things not working in this book's favor. So it's a 1-0. And what I'm wanting to do here is just use some I'm going to use some wood glue. I'm using Gorilla Wood Glue for those who are curious. And what we're going to do is we're just going to attach some of the wood glue to this chip here that's about to chip off. And we're just going to attach that. Okay. So this is just, CGC would frown upon this, but we don't care. This is a book that would never see the halls of CGC anyway. Ooh, hang on. So right from here, I'm going to rub that glue just along that inner portion. And we're going to flip it and attach it. And we're going to let that dry. Boom. Okay. This is a very brittle. Trying to get a better angle. What does that look like? Yeah. Gonna put some glue under this page as well. I really get a kick out of this, just doing this. So for those of you thinking, wow, I'm going to go to all this trouble for a book. I think some of us, most of us would, but some of us might not. All right, so while we let that dry, so we've already determined this is a 1-0 book, and the reason it's a 1-0 book is because of all that. This cover is still attached, but there's pieces of the spine flaking off. It's a major flaw. And as you can see, there's just staining that goes all the way through the cover of the book. You can probably see that right there. Right there. It stains all the way through the book. So that That's not good. And I don't think we're going to be able to get much of that off. But what I'm gonna try anyway. I'm gonna try to get it off, and let's see if it works. We're going to go real light here. So this is like some kind of, I want to say it's like a food stain. It almost looks like something like spilled onto this comic back in the day. It looks like, I'd hate to say it, but it almost looks like coffee or cola or something, which is just unfathomable why you would read or do anything with food around a comic. I know a lot of people who like drink beverages and stuff around their books, and it just it makes me very nervous. And they're not even my books, right? But I see like people doing videos with their books where they're eating, or they got food and drinks, or they're drinking something around their collection, and it shouldn't bug me, but it just makes me paranoid when I see stuff like that. But there's a lot of stuff here on this cover, and it is kind of coming off a little bit because it's still on the surface of the book, surprisingly. You can see right there, see that? All that dirt coming off. Look at that. See that? That's a good. So it is coming off, as you can see. Slowly but surely. I'm thinking I need more. I'm gonna get another cotton ball and really go to work on this, because that is the effect we're getting here. Do it one more time across this one. Oh yeah, see, we got that. We got it off, but we also kind of smeared it across this lady's face. It's not good. There we go. It's coming off. Gonna have to do this. I'm gonna have to get some eraser action on here. All right, let's get the eraser action going. That was like a food stain, and I didn't really do. It kind of just made it, kind of rubbed it just into the paper, which is not good. Okay, I'm going to be back with some more cotton pads, and I think there's an opportunity to remove some of this sleeve. All right. Well, we're getting gunk off, that's for sure. So, I don't know if that's, we're trying to keep, the problem with the gunk is when it comes off, it's kind of like spreading to other areas of the book. So that's not something we want to do. But there's room for the surface to get a little cleaner. So I just want to try to get as much of the dinge off this Action Comics as I can. And I'm having some success there. There's a date stamp there. We don't want to rub that off. Again, there's just like these huge stains here. And while we were able to get some of the staining off this lady's face, we kind of smeared her face. And I don't like the way that looks. I really don't. I kind of want to go back and I would rather have the stain on her face than that smeared stain. There's no way for me to do that now. What I can just try to do is rub as much of that gunk off. Just get to that surface layer of paper. I think that's as good as it's going to look. Now we're just going to try and do some eraser time on that and see if we can't at least get it looking whiter. Oh well. I think that's as good as it's gonna get, unfortunately. I am gonna just do some eraser time on the back here. We'll just call it a night. Kind of bummed about, again, smearing the lady's face, smearing the stain. It just looks worse than it did before. And the whole point of these exercises is not to do that, make it look worse. We're wanting to improve. There can't all be wins, I guess. This is doing some good to it, though. Sorry, I'm not talking. I'm just intensely focused right now. The little faux pas on the front there. It's not really a faux pas. I mean, I was doing my best to improve the book. It's just sometimes those things happen. I kind of got overzealous and started kind of scrubbing, and as you can see, her face just looks worse now. Before it just was a stain. Now it's kind of like this stain and smeared. The Superman looks cleaner. We were able to get the Action Comics looking a little spiffier, but again, there's this big stain here still on there. Just wondering if that's just a lost cause and I should kind of forget about it, or just give it one more little, yeah. I could kind of scrub and probably get it off, but I'm worried I'm going to do a little bit of what I did to that the face there. So yeah, we're not going to do much. We're just going to wipe it, get that surface dirt off, and we'll call it a good fight. I'll do a little bit more eraser time here on the Comics Authority. I think we can get that a little wider. Put that in the DC here, DC logo. Get that a little wider. Get some of the actual comics white. That should do it. Okay. All right. So yeah, I mean, this is a 1.0 grade book. Nothing we did is gonna really impact that. I think we did get a little bit of it looking better, and then another part of it looking worse. That's really, you can hear probably the disappointment in my face because I am kind of just upset about that. The lady's face here. I'm going to catch it in the light because what you'll see is like, it's not good. Just looks, that's the first thing my eye is going to go to now when I look at this book, unfortunately, but it is what it is. This book has a lot of staining on the interior as well. There's a stain that goes all the way through the book. It looks all through. Oh, there's a big cutout as well. It's just a big rip. It's actually a cutout. So I mean, this isn't going to change the 1.0 grade. It's going to stay 1.0. But there it is. Somebody cut it like a coupon out. Just making sure there's nothing else missing out of the book. You know, I forgot what we paid for this, but I know I'm thinking I overpaid now for this book. I think we got it for like maybe $2 or $3, but at that price, I don't know if I'd get it again. Because this is very low grade. It doesn't look like, by my standards, it doesn't present well at all. It presents low grade, and it definitely has, like, you know, there's a page that's cut out, or part of a page that's cut out. There's chipping along the spine. We got it glued, but the damage is there. And then again, all that staining, and it's just a mess. And I really don't want, even though I love this book, it's The Rainbow Faces of Superman. When we're talking about space at the end of the day, even though I do like low grade books, I don't like low grade books when they look like this. So it pains me to do this, but I think I'm going to have to. Well, we'll keep it for now. I'm going to keep it in my collection for now. But definitely, you know, when push comes to shove, we do have to consider a condition of the books, and the fact that this isn't a complete book, right? There's a page missing and all that. So for me, we'll keep our eyes out for a better lower grade or mid grade copy of this. But in the meantime, keep it in the collection, and just when we get to a point where, like, okay, we got to purge some stuff, this will be one of the books we let go. All right. Let's see, how long have we been on here for? Been going for 45 minutes. Got 15 minutes left. All right, so what I'm going to do is, why isn't my keyboard working now? What's going on with my keyboard? It's not working. Is it me or is it the keyboard? Keyboard's not working. Okay, let's see what's going on here. There we go. It's working again. All right, so we're going to just make this a 1.0. It's a 1.0 copy. The reason it's a 1.0 is because there's just the staining on the book. That's just bad. And it's not just like staining from like mildew or anything. It's just like an old food stain, like again, something spilled on here. I'm thinking it's coffee or cola maybe. And then I didn't help here. I kind of smeared it and rubbed off some of that gloss on the surface of the paper. Paper is not great quality. It's chipping here along the spine. The cover is attached, but it's missing a big chunk of a page. Looks like they cut out some kind of coupon, mail-in coupon. But yeah, just a lot of issues with the book. And this is a kind of book where I'll keep it in the collection for now, but it's one of those things like if we do need to make space, we will. It'll be one of the first to go. All right, since we have a little bit of time here, I'm gonna get two more books and call it a night. Okay, we got Action 346. Now this one, I think there's a great opportunity here to really improve the look of this book. So I'm just gonna get some of the surface grunge off my eraser in anticipation of cleaning this book. And again, we're gonna just kind of take a deep breath, kind of forget about what we did on that last book and focus so nothing goes wrong here. We do not want to compromise this book at all. On first glance, this has first glance it looks like a 4.0. Looks like a 4.0 copy. No major creases, just a lot of small flaws along the spine. Could benefit from a press for sure. And cover still Staple's still on. So this has really good potential just from a good wipe and clean and the eraser time. So kind of looking for, hey, what's up, 22? How long you been there, man? You're up late. Have a good weekend. I may have to use that absorbent sponge, but I know it can it's so good that it can kind of remove the gloss off the book. So I know you have to be really careful with it. I'm good with these just really elementary tools for now. Just do broad strokes. And you're just going to wipe that surface grunge off. This is surprisingly in great shape. Surprisingly in great shape. Like I said, the cover's still on. And there's a lot of surface dirt here, so we can get a lot of the surface dirt off here. It's going to be, we're going to have a good session with this one. So like I said, this is like it's a 4.0. Yeah, it's a solid mid-grade book. There's just a lot of like small little, minor defects along the spine. But again, everything's intact for the most part, from what I can tell. Black cover looks good. No major creases or anything on the back or the front. We're going to take a look at the inside now, a little bit from your perspective here. This is Action Comics 346. So all we're doing here is looking for cutouts. We're going to try to unfurl pages if they're, but no, the person that owned this book just has kept it in really nice condition. Yeah, nothing there that leads me to believe there's a cutout or anything. All right, let's open it from this angle here. Sorry, I'm going to look at, I just can't do it from your angle for now. Let's look at the last page, see if there's any cutouts. No. All right, so interior looks absolutely, the pages, no creases on any of the interior pages. Looking, I mean, just look at this. Like you'll see. Just flip to a random page here. You can see how beautifully it presents. Look at that. Right? Pages are nice. The corners are still up. Spoke too soon. There's a little bit of a curl here. Let me get that out here. That was the only page. Everything else just super tight on this one. Okay. All right, so we're going to do some eraser time. We'll start on here on the white parts of this book. I'm going to go real slow on this one. So it's going to just, hopefully you guys see some improvement. But we're going to go real slow, real gentle. Here we go. I hope you just saw what happened there. Like, there was like a smudge there and it just drastically improved. In fact, I think I can get it all off. Boom. Just do it side to side here. Okay, it's getting good. Just get some of this word bubble and I think we're good. And of course, we're going to do the back cover as well. Let's get this white here just one more time. Yeah. Can you guys see what's going on your end, on my end? Because I am definitely seeing the results here. Of course, I'm like, inches from the comic. But there's like just a light, a light coating of like dinge on the book. And that's where we're removing a lot of that surface dirt. What we're left with is just something that looks cleaner. It just looks cleaner. There's no way, it doesn't look whiter per se. It just looks cleaner. And it's like it is removing a lot of that dirt. Boom. All right, let's get this side. Okay. Oh, careful. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's probably on your end. It probably looks like, oh, why am I watching this video? But hopefully it's, you can kind of see. I guess when you look at it from the final perspective, you'll see what I see. That's the hope. But not that it's like white. It's just cleaner. Just all around is cleaner. And I hope that comes through on the before and after. Just gonna get it one more time along the very edge. That should do it. I don't think I'm gonna try to do any more than that. But yeah, this is a solid 4.0. I mean, the spine of the book is still, it's still very much intact. So much so, I mean, just wondering if it was like, doesn't look like it was restapled, but it's just so well preserved. And I think I got a little bit, the white border just a little bit lighter as well. There's some creasing here and there's dirt in the creasing. There's not much I can do about that, but some of these areas definitely look a little cleaner now. And just give it one more little soft wipe there. Okay. Yeah, looks great. And again, I would put this at a solid 4.0. You know, the press maybe even higher. There's really no major creasing, and presents really beautifully. The colors are still vibrant. Yeah, that was a good session, I think, with this book. I feel like we did get some tangible results on that back cover. It looks a lot cleaner in this white area. This Action Comics trade dress also looks really nice. So yeah, that was a real treat. And let's see, this was Action Comics 346. $325. 346 is a. I'm going to go with the 4.0. I'm going to go with the 4.5 on this one. 4.5 just looks so beautiful. I think gets that half grade bump up. Nothing really wrong with the book. The interior looks amazing again. So yeah, I'm gonna go with a 4.5 on that. And I am missing Action Comics 325. Where did 325 go? I'm trying to think, what is Action Comics 325? Let me look it up on my app here real quick. Oh, it's my baby. Yeah, it's one of my higher grade books. So that's why it's not here. For now, we'll go 346, and this will be our last comic of the night, and then we'll just call, hey, what's up, Roughhouse? Thanks for hanging out. It's this really beautiful Neil Adams cover. I got this book, I think I paid maybe $4 for this book, $4 or $5 for this book. And it's in great shape. I want to even say this could be a high grade book.
There's some staining on the spine there, but the spine for the most part, no major spine ticks or color breaks, no creases or color breaks on the cover. Back cover looks real clean and nice. Could benefit from a press, but nothing on this book is leading me to believe. There's a little bit of some light. I think you probably see in the light there. You see it right there. Near the soup. There it is. That pops up right there. A little bit of an indent there. Nothing color breaking though. Again, could benefit from a press. Inside looks really nice. Ooh, we don't do that, please. Give me a heart attack. Yeah. Looks like nothing's missing. Just gonna do a quick page check here. Love this age of the book. This Bronze Age book. Early Bronze Age. No, mid-Bronze Age. This is what, 1974 maybe, the year I was born. We'll check the date. Yeah, okay, so nothing missing, it looks like. Complete book. No pages folded over. Really surprising condition, to be honest. So let's see here. 1976. And we've got just Neil Adams' goodness there. So all I'm going to do here is just kind of give it a nice wipe down. No eraser action needed on this book. Again, this, we'll keep it in the collection, preserved. I'm going to put this grade at a 7.5. Yeah. Again, well, with the press, a 7.5. With the press, maybe an 8.5, given the age of the book. Just really not a whole lot wrong with the book. Just needs a press. Again, no creases. Everything here is negligible. If there's an issue with the book, it's negligible. So, we could go as high as 8.5 on this book, but I think just to be safe, we'll go with a 7.5. So I put this graded as, I'm gonna put it at 8.0. We'll put it at 8.0. We'll just meet in the middle there. And why won't this go in the bag? There we go. We got it in the bag. We're gonna mark it an 8.0. Needs a press. 466. We're gonna go 8.0 on this book. So let's see, 359, 325, 359, 361, 419. Okay, I think all of the other Action Comics here that we're not seeing are sort of the bigger books. Yeah, 359 bigger books in my collection. I've got my birthday comic also. So yeah, we've done a fair amount of grading Action. Still left to do, but we got 4 issues of Action Comics in my collection graded, and we've just kind of recap, I guess, is we got this reprint that's decent high grade. This, we landed on a 3-0 here, a 1-0 here, and really, I'm not really wanting to keep this in my collection. I mean, I love the book, don't get me wrong. I want the book. Just the condition and the fact that there's a cutout and this lady's face is like smeared with schmutz. All that stuff just makes, I look at the book and it doesn't bring me joy. So I mean, this is a book that were it in better condition, even like a 3-0. Like if it was in the same condition as this, we'd keep it obviously, but because it's a 1-0, we'll look to purge it from the collection when that time comes. I'm only going to do it if we're really hurting on space, and right now I haven't brought anything in to really replace this book, so we'll keep it in the collection for now. This one, surprisingly, is in beautiful, beautiful shape. 4.0. Just great condition, great mid-grade copy of this book. We're able to kind of clean it up a little bit. We have it looking a little bit better. But yeah, it's great. Kurt Swan cover there. And then this Neil Adams. I thought this book was lower than where we landed. We landed on an 8.0 on this one. And I thought this was like going to be closer to mid-grade, but it's not. And just love this child abuse cover here. Lex Luthor abusing super children. And so, yeah, another otaku grading session come and gone. So thanks, guys, for dropping in, and stay tuned for the next one. We're going to continue to, I guess, go through some of my older books. And, the intent is to, well, not the intent, but the goal is to grade my entire collection. So I'm just going to give you a preview of what's up. Oh, good stuff. Glad to hear it, Ben. I was kind of worried, like, this is just me really doing sort of a deep dive grading and trying to clean and, do some eraser time here. Just get it looking as nice as possible and kind of recognizing, hey, do we need to press this at a future date? And what I'm finding is, like, the majority of the books in my collection all can benefit from a press. And, cleaning to a certain degree. But definitely the press. This graded that Action Comics in 8.0, but if we press it out, I mean, that could, it's 8.5 with a press for sure. Possibly higher. The Action Comics at 3.0, or sorry, the 4.5 where we land, I don't necessarily think it needs a press. And I'm just worried pressing it, if it's not going to gain any kind of like grade bump. There's just a lot of things that can go wrong in the press as well. So that one, I kind of, as I'm taking notes here, I'm wondering if I should color code needs a press versus doesn't need a press. I think I should do that right now. I'm going to put needs a press in, I'm going to put it in brown or something like that.
Now, what color would express needs a press? You're adding heat, right? So maybe like a light blue or something would convey that. It's going to change in color. Oh, interesting. Oh, I know why I kind of caught on a color here. Oh, anyway, I'll figure this out later. It's not letting me change color. You know, I mean, pressing is so far off. I'm gonna have to, even if I make notes, I just know at a later time I'm gonna want to go through and do it all over. So let's see here. Let's see if I can change it on the title itself. Oh, it's not. Oh, there we go. Okay. So I'm going to put needs a press in blue. 225 needs a press for sure. 309, no, 316. I don't think 316, yeah, 316 needed a press. And again, I don't think that 4.5 needs a press, so I'm going to make that, change the color to no color. There we go. 1.0, we're not even going to bother with the press, but the 8.0, that definitely needs, or 466 needs a press. Oops, didn't want to do that. There we go. All right, so under all these books, this one needs a press. This one that wouldn't really benefit from press, but there's some light creasing here and around, so that one would benefit a little bit. This one, again, not going to try to keep in the collection. This one doesn't really need a press, but yeah, I'm going to leave it off the press list. This one definitely needs a press. This one definitely needs a press. Okay, so yeah, we're going to have more of these sessions to come. As I was saying, I'm going to go through my bottom. So I've got 3 drawers on my filing cabinet. The bottom drawer is all raw books, or I should say, they're bagged and boarded books, and they're all raw books, bagged and boarded, and they're in one row is older books like silver, bronze age books, and then the 2 middle rows are runs I'm collecting, key books runs from my collecting era, so Copper Age, modern, just kind of up to 97 age books, maybe some modern, like currently modern books from the last 10-20 years. And then the last row filling into the 3rd row is my Jim Lee books and artist, or so the last 2 rows are my artist collections and my Jim Lee books. So Jim Lee is kind of bleeding into the artist section, and it's eventually going to take up more and more space. So we'll do that we'll just go through each row, I'm picking up a few books a night, just going through that row. You'll see a lot of the same run, same title. We're going to go through and grade it. And in where it's appropriate, we'll also clean and do eraser time. And whatever else we think the book needs while we have it in our purview. So once we graduate from that bottom row of books, and there's a lot of books there, we'll get to some of the books that I put in like more protective, like either mylar or like plastic sleeves. They're sort of higher priced, higher grade books. A lot of signed books in there as well. So not at that point, we'll just make a determination if we really want to get the book out and do the grading that we're doing here. Because I don't think, even like as we get into some of the modern books, I don't think it necessarily we need to go in and look and see if sections of pages are missing and stuff. I figure a lot of that stuff's going to be intact, and if it's looks high grade on the surface, I don't think we need to go deeper than that. But again, these older books, it'd be good to just go through. We'll go as deep as like making sure the interior parts, like there's no folded pages or anything like that. That's as far as we'll go. But yeah, again, that middle row, the middle drawer, they're all sort of individual comics and that are protective gear. So, and they're high grade for the most part. So we'll just do it case by case, see if we need to actually do a deep dive grading or if we were pretty confident where we're landing on a grade just by a surface look. And then the top drawer are all my mylar, like clear backing board, quality mylars, or again, individual like protective casing, a lot of the top loaders. So it's my higher priced books in that top drawer. And then you'll see boxes over here, a lot of this stuff in the back as well. They're Jim Lee books as well. Sort of like Jim Lee runs, older Jim Lee stuff, Jim Lee keys. So yeah, there's just a lot of books to, this process is going to be a slow but fun process. And at the end of the day, we'll have a really solid, where I feel like the grade is, hey, no worries, fanboy. Basically, I'm grading all the books to where I feel confident that that's what the grade is, in my view. Yeah, obviously, it could differ for someone else, but it's not like I'm trying to sell this grade to someone. No, that's not the point. The point is to have a solid landing point for a grade, right? Like I want where I can like look through the collection and really know what I have. Because right now it's like I kind of just, in my head, I have a catalog. Oh, it's high grade, or oh, it's mid grade, or it's low grade. But as you can see, even that categorization on these two books has deeply profound differences. There's low grade, and then I guess I could go fair grade and like a very Fiji, right? It's like there's a separation there. So even if we use that term VG, whatever, or I'm going with numerical right here, just a little bit more, like it's a little bit more apparent what specific grade it is. Just having that for every book, a landing point, that's the grade, and that I'm confident because I did the due diligence for my own collection. That's huge. It's valuable, and that's why we're investing this time. And again, it's going to be a long, arduous project. I mean, I spent all night doing essentially 5 books tonight. That's good progress, I think. So each of these sessions could range from like anywhere from 1 book to 5 books. I don't anticipate doing more than 5 books unless it's maybe I know for a fact that this string of books, they're all going to be high grade. So we're just going to kind of do I guess like an expedited session with more books. But kind of the pace I was going at tonight, where we're kind of flipping through the book, looking, just doing again all that check across the front, the back, like a real close examination of the book. That's what these sessions are focused on. So this was sort of the first weekend of it. I had a lot of fun. As long as these books end the session better off than they were when they started, I'll be fine. We didn't have complete success because, again, not that this book is worse off, but one portion of it I know, like from my handling, that just doesn't look as good as it. Not that it looked better before, but it didn't help. It worsened it. So we want to avoid stuff like that. And I think for the most part we can, because the reason we rubbed on that was because there was like this food stain, and I was trying to get it off, and kind of added a little bit too much pressure, and it kind of it just rubbed it, and kind of it just looks like I applied a little bit too much pressure, and it just is dirtier and doesn't look. Anyway, I don't anticipate doing that all that often as we're going through this. For the most part, I do realize I have to get some more cotton pads. I think I've run out. Eraser's still good. I think, yeah, the eraser's still good. Still got a lot of eraser left. That's a good thing. This has helped a lot. I mean, I am a believer in the eraser now because it's, again, getting that surface grime on the whites, the white aspects of the book. It does have a very noticeable effect. All right, so that's going to be it for me this evening. Again, we'll have more otaku grading sessions as we go through these books. It's going to be a long, arduous project, but I welcome you to join me. I'm sure a lot of you are, I don't know, maybe you do a deep grading, or maybe you read the book and you just have an intimate knowledge of what that grading is, whether you're keeping a record of it like I do, or just a mental record of it. Hopefully you're all doing that at some level where you know what the grade is. But for me, this exercise is really to nail down the specific grade, lock it in my spreadsheet with the other data on my comic books, and just have that like a firm, a firm data point on each book of that. Because right now I have it as high, mid, low, on this, it's just all over the place, not very descriptive. So if I can remove that generic grade and put in a very specific grade, we'll consider that a win. And yeah, like I said, got through 5 books today. Got through, I think, about 8, in total, maybe like 13 books this weekend. So that's progress, and continue to work at it. But this is like sort of just a real passion project, and it's going to take a long time. And I don't think we need to do every book in my collection thoroughly, but definitely some of these older books, even through like the 2000s, I think warrant just a thorough review of the grade. And again, I was surprised. Like, I didn't think this book was as high as it where we landed. And then this one, I didn't think it was going to be that bad, but it was much worse. And this one surprised us. We thought this was like maybe like a 3.5, but I think it's a solid 4.5. Just a beautiful condition. So that's where we are. Good night, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace out.